MonoRants The Boys, the only boys podcast that's terrified for Cameron Coleman after what happened to Annika. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and with me is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Poor Annika, she really didn't deserve that.
No, Annika really didn't deserve that
No.
at all. And I am terrified for Cameron.
Oh god, yeah. Like, she was brave enough to eat an almond joy in front of Black Noir.
She survived so much.
She survived Homelander's first, crack of insanity.
Well, yeah, she's been around since episode 2.
She's been around since I can do whatever the fuck I want.
And clearly he can.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, poor Annika.
Oh, what a dick.
I am sad. And I also am somewhat stupid.
You are.
Yes, because if you follow us on Twitter, you will know that this episode should have gone up yesterday. And it didn't because of some technical difficulties. And those technical difficulties are that I am technically an idiot who often causes difficulties.
Yeah, I was 3 episodes deep into the second part of Bridgerton.
Well, I should explain what the technical difficulties actually were that we sat down and we recorded the whole fucking episode. We have a slightly new setup for recording, and I didn't check everything properly, or I thought I did and I didn't, but in any case, I ended up recording the whole fucking episode on my end on the laptop mic, and it was just awful
You could hear
quality.
me.
Yeah, you could hear everything, and it just all sounded terrible. So, yeah, I tried to edit it, and I was like, this is just garbage, and I came up to you, what were you, 3 episodes into Bridgerton?
Yeah. I'm up to Cressida's announced herself as Bridgerton, as Lady Whistledown.
Yeah, and...
you were like, we gotta re-record, and I was like, what? No, Bridgerton.
You're
I've been waiting to watch it.
Can you re-record just your side? I was like, it doesn't work that way.
It's like, no, let me watch my saucy romance drama.
So, Kira's literally having to do Bridgerton right now.
Yeah, because I went from one episode back to rewatching this episode just to make sure that I remembered everything.
It could be worse. You could be me. It could be all your fault. And you could be having to try and remember what happened in the episode, what you said before, and the things that you want to say in this one. And you know me in short-term memory.
Goldfish. Actually, no, Goldfish probably beats me.
Well, I said me in short-term memory. You're pretty good. Yes, so, for a second time, episode 3.
Yay!
No, it was an excellent episode, I have to say. It did the same thing that they've done the last while with Gen V and season 2. Basically, since they've started releasing the episodes, the first 3 episodes of a season.
It's almost like a self-contained little story within those 3 where it builds it all up. So by the time it comes to...
It sets up all the threads for the season, and it tends to leave you on a little, not cliffhanger, but mini cliffhanger, and it did this time as well.
Yes, it did. But now when they come back in a week, it's like, which story are they going to start with? Am I going to get satisfaction? Because I demand satisfaction.
Well, we got some in this episode, as we will probably inevitably discuss immediately after the summary. So, will I do the summary?
Yeah, do the summary.
As the 7 grows from the 4 to the 6, is worried about the boys dropping numbers. To even the field, he thinks he might be able to flip A-Train. Hughie and Annie both attempt confrontations that don't go their way, and Kimiko's self-therapy is about as effective as Frenchie's self-medication. Meanwhile, Butcher surprisingly experiences some positive growth as he tries to reconnect with Ryan. And yes, Butcher, finally, growth.
Yeah, because he went running straight to Kessler, because there was another avenue for him to manipulate. He's burnt his bridges with the boys.
Yeah.
So he went back off to Kessler, who was like, hey, buddy, I'm on your side. We'll do this thing. Kessler's got a metric shit ton of some sort of crazy... Carfentanil, which just sounds horrendous.
Sounds scary.
When he's like, it's enough to take down 10 bull elephants, I'm pretty sure it'll be enough. And Butcher's just like, yeah, no problem. I'll get him here. I'll dose the bastard. And it's like, dude, it's still a kid. But it is that complete bastard side of Butcher. And it's almost like the pair of them are egging each other on about it. He does stand up to him a bit then, though, because he's like, oh, he's not an asset.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's like, we're not going to use this kid. That's not why we're here. We're here to rescue him. And it was nice to see that at least we've got that in that scene alone.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, he's not being a complete bastard about it.
And then he's like, could you do it if it was your kid?
And the whole Supernatural fandom laughed.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, then when we cut back to Butcher, I have the scene down as Butcher Baker Roofie Maker.
Oh
when
yeah,
he's
he's
baking
baking up some cookies. It's the worst version of the Great British Bake Off you could imagine.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm no chemist.
Although I was gonna say Rue McClanahan, but that's not her name. That's not her at all.
Who?
She's in the Golden Girls.
She is. Who are you trying to talk about?
Prue. Is it? She's always on about like soggy bottoms, and she's always making innuendo. She's the little old lady judge on it.
Is that not Mary Berry?
I don't know. I've never actually watched.
We're not here to talk about the Great British Bake
Off.
No.
But people. I don't know where I'm
Butcher's baking some drug cookies.
Drug cookies.
Some very, very strong drug cookies.
And you were like, won't putting like a chemical, exposing it to heat, won't that like change its properties?
I'm not a chemist, but I certainly, like, especially if I had a drug as potent as that one is supposed to be, I wouldn't be just putting it in an oven.
And you want to hope he had a couple of like fucking windows open and stuff, getting like fucking high off the fumes.
Mix it with a little bit of water and drizzle it over the top of the cookies after they're cooked, and it can be the icing or something. But don't be putting it in the oven, man. Like, but
the turkey's gonna taste mighty funny.
Ryan shows up after the cookies are baked, and
the way he contacts Ryan.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
The way he because Ryan's playing, it's the VOD League, like I think it's like League of Heroes. Basically, it's Mortal Kombat. It looks like it was done by the guys who did Mortal Kombat.
I want it.
I want that game. I will pay actual money for that game. I want it so badly.
So somebody from NetherRealm Studios, make that game, please.
I want that game so badly, and I want that particular fatality.
With Lamplighter.
I really do. That was hilarious.
Poor Crimson Countess. That was fucking hilarious.
That was hilarious. Also, there was no way in hell he would be allowed on with that gamer tag.
Oh, no, not
immediate ban.
Yeah, but yeah, he comes on and tries to talk to Ryan. Ryan initially tries to sign off and then stays around for a little bit, and Butcher is like, don't make me play the 6 month to live card, and Ryan's response is, well, maybe if you had a 1 month to live card.
That might be something. It was like, oh, you've picked up enough off Butcher over your short time together.
Yeah, I think it's as much in jest as it is meant as a snide comment. Like, but Butcher's like, yeah, why don't you come over to my place for a face-to-face chat? Like, just have a think about it.
Yeah.
And he ends up, coming over after Butcher's baked the cookies and starts to talk to him and sees Butcher's brain is leaking out his ear again.
He's got a gooey ear again. And Butcher's like, oh no, you're grand. It's nothing to worry about. And Ryan asks him quite a straightforward question of, are you scared?
Yeah, and he says he's not too bothered, not to worry about it. And Ryan's like, I know you're lying.
Yeah, stop lying to me.
Maybe I should go. And Butcher's like, nah, hang on a second. How about we play some foosball instead? And
Ryan's like, what the hell is foosball? And it's like, you're about to die. Not really, but foosball, yeah.
Oh, foosball's great fun, but I doubt a kid.
It's no air hockey.
Air hockey is the superior game.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, they start playing foosball, and Ryan asks him how he got so good at it, and he mentions Lenny and him used to play
in the pub while his old man was getting pissed with his mates.
And tells him who Lenny was and says that, he was his brother and that he passed away and he used to always let him win, but he's not going to make that mistake with Ryan. And Ryan responds by telling him that everybody in the tower lets him win, it's no fun. And they get on to Ryan's.
He's like, well, I saw you had your first save.
Yeah.
He was like, you did really well. You said you knew all your lines and everything. So like he's letting Ryan know as well that he's in on the fact that it was staged.
Yeah, but he's not being...
He's being like, you did a really good job. Like, you did everything you were supposed to do. Like, he is praising him for it, even though he doesn't agree with it. He's like, you still did, it's still a kid doing something scary.
Yeah.
Well done, you did a good job. And that makes Ryan secure enough to be like, I hurt somebody.
And Butcher asks, tells him how he hurt him, says I was supposed to push him and I pushed him too hard. And Butcher asks, is the guy going to be okay? And Ryan kind of looks at him really upset and he cops. No.
Yeah, this guy's not going to be okay. And then Ryan's like, my dad doesn't think I should be upset.
And I was worried.
You got really worried. I was shouting at the screen a lot. There was a lot of shouting going on at this particular moment where we were like, do the right fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I might have to actually fly to Canada and hurt somebody.
Especially after Ryan says to him, he's like, I get why you said what you said. I get why you don't want me. I wouldn't want me. And I was just like, oh shit, this is like his biggest ever test. He wanted to leave Ryan behind and save Becca just because Ryan was a soup when he was a little kid who hadn't done anything. Now he's actually hurt and killed somebody, and Butcher's right there. And I was so worried. I was like, this is like fucking Galadriel being offered the ring by Frodo. Like, but he passes the test.
Only he does not become a great and terrible queen.
Well, that's my point. Neither does she. He passes the test.
I know, but it would have been funny if he had had his, like, streamy, like, that moment. No, but it's an opportunity as well for him to share. Like, Ryan's being really vulnerable. He's really, really scared.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a make or break moment for Butcher. And for
Butcher,
me,
for once, made the right decision, and he's honest, and he tells him that, yeah, I'm terrified. I have not been a good person. I have not lived a good life. I've lost my brother. I've lost your mum. And if I don't make it right with the piece of her that's left...
Yeah, there's
nothing.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I was so happy because I think I possibly would have rage quit the show if you pushed him away again.
Yeah, it would have just been me doing it, talking about the show by myself, because he would have sat there sulking beside me.
I sat in the corner with my arms crossed. No, not saying anything.
No.
Fuck the show. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, you just sulked for about a week.
And they're at risk of doing that if they kill Cameron Coleman as well. But for the minute, they're okay because Butcher made the right fucking choice. Finally,
he dumps the cookies.
Yeah, he dumps the cookies,
and then it's like, oh yeah, they have too much sugar.
Because he glances at the cookies after Ryan says he hurt the guy, and that implies he's not going to be okay. He glances at the cookies. And
we were like, no.
But then, he throws them out and tells Ryan that he put too much sugar in them, which I think is a poor excuse to
you'd have been sneaking them out of the bin.
I had thought about it.
Depends on what else was in the bin.
If he said, like, I put too little sugar, or I put salt in by accident instead, I'd be like, keep those cookies away from me. Like... But Ryan heads off, and the last we see of Butcher then is he goes and he meets up with Kessler again, who is none too pleased.
No, because he's like, do you know how much money you just threw in the bin? Basically, he turns into Richard Pryor's grandma.
He's none too pleased. I like how when he
it takes a butcher for Butcher to realise how butchery he is.
Yeah, and it's what you said of you see the things you don't like in yourself and other people, and Butcher.
Like quite often, like if you really, really don't like somebody, or you don't get on with them, and you just can't understand why you don't like them, and somebody will be like, "Oh, it's because they're exactly like you," and you're like, "Ah, fuck."
Which worked for Butcher in the past, but now when he's actually trying to be a decent, functioning human being, he sees that the way he is, which is the way Kessler is frustrating to work with.
Yeah, Kessler is like, I've been ruminating on your question.
Yeah, I absolutely.
And the John Winchester just couldn't help itself and just came spewing out.
Pretty much, yeah. And he's like, I'd happily train him up, and then I'd be at his funeral crying, but I'd be proud. And then tells him that.
And he's like, oh, but he's 12. And I'm like, it's John Winchester. He doesn't care. He took fucking Dino when he was, 7?
Yeah. But he's like, we don't have time. Like, Homelander could flip at any second, and if this kid flips as well, like, we either need to be able to train him or to kill him, one way or the other. Like,
yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Butcher's having none of it, and I think I might see a way out for him, but we will chat about that probably more towards
Mallory,
the end
even
of the
if
episode.
He gets Ryan and tries to take him to Mallory will take Ryan.
Yeah.
But she will not welcome back Butcher. She will continue to, she'll have turned her back on him.
Mm. Well,
she'll have done the spin in the chair with the little song.
I don't think Kessler is going to help him if he's not going to do it the way that Kessler wants to do it.
Yeah.
But I think there might be another way out for him. But like I say, I'll chat about that later.
Yeah.
As for the rest of the boys, or the boys, because Butcher's not part of them anymore.
No.
Hughie's getting some legal advice at the start of the episode.
Yeah, well, it's the news clip of Starlight being like, I'm back and I'm doing this, and she's like, oh my god, and she knocks it off because she can't stand it.
Yeah.
And they're in the Starlighter home.
Yeah.
And they're meeting with, obviously, because they have a lawyer, so he's been looking through all the legal documentation. He's like, there's nothing you can do. Long story short, you're better off sorting shit out with your ma.
Yeah, doesn't sound like good advice, but
yeah, he's like, it's airtight. There's nothing I can do. He signed it over.
He's got no case but to sort it out with his mum, basically.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Frenchie shows up to talk to Colin, but
we were like, no, not in public.
Not in public, but please do break it off with him.
Yeah, dude, don't tell him.
You really should. Yeah, no, don't tell him.
Don't tell him, but leave his life.
Yeah, leave his life.
Leave well alone.
Don't say the truth as to why you are leaving his life.
No, but
find some other reason.
You can also play off we are both in recovery.
Yeah.
And I still have problems and it's nothing to do for you.
Any
but
number of reasons that he could come up with that would be better than telling him the truth. So hopefully he doesn't. He's going to, but hopefully he
But he's already fucked up his recovery, and if he stays with Colin as well, he's going to hit Colin's recovery.
Very probably. But before he gets the chance to say anything to him, a nutjob who had been at the 7 rally earlier bursts into the Starlight House to find out where all the kids in the basement are and free them.
Decides that pulling a handgun would be the best way to find these non-existent children in the basement.
Yeah, obviously referencing the whole Pizzagate thing.
Yeah.
But I just love when Frenchie comes in.
That just disarms him so easily and is like, what the fuck is this shit?
And your man punches him and Frenchie just calls him a whore and pistol whips him.
And then calls him an imbecile. Yeah. And then he's like some friend of Firecrackers.
But yeah, him and Colin go off to patch Frenchie up, and Frenchie does try to be like, no, we need to
yeah, because Colin's like, what chemist knows how to disarm someone? Who are you, Jason Bourne? And he's like, I prefer to think of myself as Jean Reno from Leon.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never seen that you're like 1,000. And I was like, well, fuck you.
It's a damn good film.
Fuck you very much.
It might be that it's called The Professional in the States as well.
Yeah, but yeah,
excellent
fuck
film.
You very much. It's one of my favourite Gary Oldman. I love Gary Oldman. So yeah.
But Frenchie, I think, is just a bit too horny, and they end up kissing and making out.
But it's also forbidden. It's verboten, and that's what makes it so good. Like, he knows he shouldn't.
Yeah, no, he does know he shouldn't, because when we next see him, he's taking a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
He's taking a bunch of drugs.
He knows that he's bad for him, but he just can't stay away.
Back at the office, Kimiko comes and asks him for some help when he's just taken a whole bunch of drugs.
Yeah, he's got the fucking mad cat pupils. They are going wow, wow.
I just love when Kimiko comes up and she's like, so I want to listen to what my therapist told me to do and face my past, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to kill a bunch of terrorists.
She's like, I found a burning sun cell. They're in New York, and I'm going to kill them all. And she's so delighted.
Yeah, she just looks so happy with herself.
She's like so proud of herself. Especially when she signs I'm going to kill them all. She just has this like really fucking manic grin that's like, I'm gonna kill them all.
Oh, it's great. And Frenchie
it's very much I want to take his face off.
Yes. Yeah.
Very much. It's that kind of like, if she was verbally delivering the lines, that's kind of what it would be.
I will say I very much like that we are getting full subtitled versions of their conversations this season.
Yeah.
Then we had it a bit last season, but it's every time that they're talking now we get to see what they're saying. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, he says that it's not a good idea, and she's like, no, look, you need to support me, and you need to come with me if I ask you to. And he's like, okay, fine, when are we going? She's like, well, now.
Yeah, she's like, here's a map, and
he really should say something then, in fairness.
She kind of starts to make a little plan, and while they're doing that, Annie and Hughie are sparring.
Yes.
And he's like, use your limbs. You're like 80% limbs, so use them. And he's he's gangly.
Oh yeah, he's gangly.
They're like more meat in a butcher's pencil. Yeah, he's what, 6'3"?
He's tall anyway.
He's like, yeah. No, he does say it later on when he's climbing through the vents. He's like, I'm 6'3".
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, and a strong wind could take you away, my love. Like, honestly. Because Annie does. She punches him in the gut, and he's like, oh, God.
That was hard.
She's like, that's like 10%.
Well, I mean, 10% for Annie, though, is still probably, like, stronger than most people.
Yeah. And interrupts them to be like, what the fuck is going on with the new 7 picks? Because they've just been announced that Sage and Firecracker are joining the 7. And he's like, I can't make anything out of this lineup. Like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, yeah, well, something big is happening.
Yeah.
But they just don't know what. And Annie's like, yeah, well, Firecracker has like raging hate boner for me.
Yeah, that's all I know. I
don't know why she's got it, but like big throbbing hate boner. And is like, well, I think we can flip A-Train.
Yeah, he's basically like, there's something big going down and we don't know what.
We don't have enough intel. We don't know what's going on inside. Like, because they lost Maeve. Maeve was how they'd gotten all did like some of the shit on Soldier Boy.
Yeah, it's how they got the V24. Yeah, they need a new Maeve or they need a new Annie, but they don't have anybody inside on the 7 before or now, and they always have before.
Yeah.
So everybody else objects to it, and Hughie suggests bringing back Butcher instead, and everybody else objects to that.
Yeah, because they're like, no, trust, like, he brought us the footage. We didn't ask him for that.
Yeah.
He's like, he's right there. MM's like, trust me, I know, which is very much like how MM is in the graphic novel.
Yeah, he's very much, he gets leads and he follows his nose, and he has, like...
He's far more the detective of the group.
Yeah, and he's very intuitive as well.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's wearing an MF Doom hoodie.
Yes, that's excellent. Happy to see that one. But I liked a little bit in that scene as well, the fact that he is trying to assert himself as the lead of the group.
He's like, oh no, because Hughie does push back a little bit later on as well, because when they're at the arena, and he's like, oh no, I'm out of here, and he's like, no.
He pushes back a bit there too, because he's like, I thought we're all supposed to have a say, and he's like, yeah, but I am in charge, like, let's not forget I'm in charge, and then turns around to Frenchie and Kimiko.
No, we were
like,
just leaving.
You're gonna tell me before you decide to fuck off? And they're like, fuck off.
And he just goes, ugh, whatever. Back to you two.
Well, he then, the next time we see MM, he's off with A-Train.
Yeah.
He texts A-Train from a cloned version of Nate's phone and is like, hey, I'd like to meet you. So A-Train obviously is going to be, whoa.
Yeah, because he's desperate to mend bridges with Nate, especially after what happened in the last episode, which was probably the last time they had spoken since he'd been thrown out of the house.
So yeah, what we saw in the last episode, yeah.
It's probably the only time he's spoken to Nate since Nate threw him out of the house at the end of last season.
He's probably made a few attempts since then, but yeah, I'd say that's safe to say. Initially, A-Train's like, the fuck? Like, why are you even trying?
He's like, oh, you're Hughie's guy.
That I thought was quite funny and probably a little bit insulting to MM to be called Hughie's
like,
guy.
Well, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not Hughie. Hughie's my guy. Fuck you. But yeah, basically,
that's a really interesting conversation.
Oh, it's great.
It's a fucking like, just the way he's like, oh, what are you even doing here? And your man's like, well, A-Train's like, well, fuck you. And he's like, I got all this stuff. I know all this shit about you. Like, he starts listing off stuff like, he's like, what about this fucking, white supremacist fucking pat on the back film they got you in?
Yeah, he mentions, the white savior film they've got him in, which a lot of people would probably know,
about that. The fact that that
Nate got hurt. He mentions the fact that he's got
a racist heart in him.
I think he might even mention the fact that he killed Blue Hawk.
No, he doesn't say anything about actually killing Blue Hawk, but he says, I know you got that racist heart up inside you.
Yeah, that racist white
boy's heart.
And then he tells him about knowing about killing the 3 guys in Planet Vought.
And he tops it off with, and I knew one of those guys. And he wasn't a good person. He wasn't a nice guy.
He wasn't my favourite guy.
But he was innocent.
Yeah.
But then you also gave us the footage.
Yeah.
And I have you on camera doing that.
Well, that's how he starts it.
Yeah.
But then, he's like, look, I think maybe you spent enough time in that black power suit pretending to give a shit that you actually have started to
give
as a side
shit.
Product, give a little bit of a shit. Which is kind of what we were saying last week.
Yeah.
It's not the black power suit, it's all of his interactions with Nate, and starting with Blue Hawk and then Nate from then on. Like, that's what's actually made the change in him. He wants to be somebody that his brother can be proud of.
Yeah. And somebody for kids like him to look up to in the future, like, and not as this, look how successful I am, but I'm speaking out for my community and I'm supporting my community.
And we were talking last week about how giving the footage over was a progression from what he did with Stormfront, because Stormfront directly benefited him. This was no benefit to him and a small risk to him. And then later on in the episode, when he actually rescues Hughie, that's quite a big risk for him.
That is a big risk to him. He's not cool with everything that's going down. He can see the cracks, and he is not comfortable with it. He is very much not happy about Sage being there.
I'm still not sure how
Sage
much that
and
figures into
Homelander together is so dangerous.
Beyond that is making him uncomfortable because things are clearly going a new way now. I don't think he's got any personal problem with her beyond.
No, but he knows that if they get their way, a lot of people are going to die.
I think he sees which way the wind is blowing, all right.
Like, they just had them beat to death 3 guys who were their biggest fans and plant them. And that's only the start of her plans.
Yeah, but MM is really the only one who has kind of a successful attempt at a mission.
Yeah.
Because Kimiko and Frenchie don't do too well. She kills quite a few of the terrorists, but
She
it definitely doesn't
holds
go.
her own. Frenchie has a real bad time.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't go the way that Kimiko was expecting. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah. Frenchie, psychotropics and a poor mental state do not mix.
No.
Not in the slightest.
No, not a good idea.
And yeah, like, Kimiko's face is literally melting off. And she's like, are you fucking high? And he's like, no, it's just a light melange of hallucinations.
He has a way with words.
Yeah, like, in fairness, his first introduction episode, like, when he's pulling the full Frenchie and he takes the tabs and puts on the house music and then starts, like, making shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
We knew what we were getting in for.
He's supposed to be able to function on this, but he's also been clean, so...
True, yeah, that's a good point.
He's really not in a good space, physically or mentally, to have taken a lot of psychotropics.
No.
And it doesn't go really well from him from that first neck slice.
Well, I mean, that part is probably more enjoyable than what follows with the French version of the kinks and all the pretty colours and shapes.
The bubbles and the duckies. It's all the stuff from the bath. It's bath toys.
You're so much smarter than I am.
It's a rubber ducky and like a little like boat, a little floating kid's boat.
So much cleverer than me.
And when she smashes your man with the hammer in the top of his head and peels back that little bit of skull, it's all like soap bubbles coming out of it. Yeah.
Yep, that's why you're the smart one.
So yeah, it's all like this is the start of his trauma because he's been talking like that later on
when he's
talking about being in the bath.
Yeah. But like I say, you're smarter than I am. But yeah, he then gets distracted by Colin's voice.
Colin's calling him, yeah.
And goes and sees Colin, and then sees Colin with his dead family, and then
all the people he's killed.
All the people he's killed.
Or at least I don't even know if that's all selection.
Of them. But yeah, a selection of the
he's
people
like,
he's killed.
Because if you admit you killed them, and then like you killed them, and he has to face all these people, and then everyone's gone, and then there's that voice that says Sergey.
Little fucking Nina.
Yeah, she's not so much of a fucking annoying bitch in this, but that's because I think she's a creation of Frenchie's.
You know what I called her, don't you?
What?
Hallucinina. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's this creation of his hallucination, she's the vehicle to drive the point home. Yeah, she's like, you're free of me.
He sees her, and she certainly saw herself as somebody who knows Frenchie inside and out.
And how to control him and she was like, yeah, you're free of me, so now you have to come to terms with the fact that you killed them. You may have done it on my order.
Yeah, but you still
did
it.
But at the end of the day, you're the person who still killed them.
Yeah.
And it seems to be with Frenchie as well. He liked to get very up close and personal with his kills.
Yeah, it certainly sounds that way.
Which is not a fun thing to...
No, he's always been somebody who we've known has had a great capacity for violence. I think that was one of the first things I said about him on the podcast, was that he was somebody who wasn't necessarily drawn towards it, but had the capacity there.
He had massive capacity that we're seeing
for it. In a big way now.
But was that capacity of violence born out of rage and frustration of being controlled, but also from the freedom of being controlled?
Well, I mean, regardless, he still has to deal with the consequences of his action, regardless of what caused those actions.
He was being told that it was a good thing for him to be this violent. She was his attack dog and was presumably rewarded in some way for being violent. And has almost
she certainly reveled. She reveled in violence and inflicting all sorts of pain, physical and mental, on people by the sounds of it.
Yeah, and it's almost like this Pavlovian response now for him to violence.
Yeah, well, and like you said in the last episode, he certainly seems to want to punish himself through violence a lot of the time as well.
Yeah, but this is his epiphany as well. Well, it's the moment of it, whether or not it is actually connected and he's worked through it.
I don't think so.
But it's a moment of realization how much he embraces it. Well, you get that thing later when he's talking about how a man is truly free when he's in the world because he has to take responsibility for his decisions.
The paradox of the prison of freedom, that whole thing he's talking about. Yeah, he does. He gets very philosophical, but he also takes a whole bunch more drugs.
Yeah.
So So it could go either way.
Yeah.
Because when he comes back around, Kimiko's just finishing up fighting and that girl appears.
She's having the knife fight with the girl. I think she's the girl that she's fighting in the flashbacks.
You're probably right.
Because they're
you are consistently right.
They're knife fighting in that. Obviously, when she'd had the flashbacks previously, they were relevant to her brother. Whereas we got these flashbacks in the last episode and it was a girl in that picture. So you were like, well, that doesn't look like her, but it does kind of look like the girl with the scar.
Yeah, no, I assume we'll get more answers. I'm curious as to whether she...
Definitely somebody she had either been held hostage with, captive with in the Burning Sun or...
Yeah, oh yeah, I'd say
like,
so.
Definitely she's somebody from there, so probably not expecting to ever see her ever again.
It'll be interesting to see which way that goes as well.
But at the same time, every time Kimiko lets somebody leave and doesn't tell anybody who they are, it doesn't end well.
Well, we have a sample size of 1, but yes, you are correct. Because it didn't work out too well with her brother.
No.
But yeah, they make their way back to the office and Annie's already there because she too has not had a good time.
Annie has not had a good time at all.
Why?
I don't understand. Like, Annie goes to confront Firecracker in Firecracker's new gaff, which is Annie's old gaff.
Yeah.
But Firecracker has moved in her metric fucking ton of crap.
Yes.
And she has taken the live, laugh, love slogan decor thing to a whole new level because it was
Jesus, babies, guns.
Jesus, guns, babies.
In that
and there's
order.
like a big stuffed swordfish mounted up, and then
there is in the room.
The best painting I've ever seen in my life. I want it as a new shower curtain. I think.
Do you want it to be you instead of Firecracker?
No, it can be
Firecracker.
Firecracker.
Do you want Firecracker in the
It can be Firecracker. It's so ridiculous. I actually think it must be Firecracker. Between that and the Homelander on the eagle with the Gatling, oh my god. There's a bear and there's a raptor.
So hang on, Homelander, Gatling, eagle, or Firecracker, T-Rex, bear? Which is it?
You could merge them together. You'd have Homelander riding the eagle in like the background. That painting is fucking fantastic. Whoever did that painting, round of applause to you. That is honestly, no words.
I'm not sure if anyone in there for a fight or for a debate, but it definitely, either way, it doesn't go the way Annie was expecting. No. Or I was expecting.
Because Firecracker's like, how the fuck did you get in? Like, and she's like, well, window on the balcony because this used to be my room.
Yeah, was the implication that she flew up as well?
Yeah.
She's getting better then.
She's getting better at it.
But yeah, Annie asks her what the hell her problem is, and Firecracker's like, you don't even remember me, do you? Which is probably something you never want to hear from somebody.
Fucking Watson's name from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Syndrome.
The main bad guy, yeah.
Syndrome.
Yeah, sorry.
Who's like, you don't even remember me.
But that's not something you ever want.
And then he grew up to be a villain. Yeah. Yeah, she's like, you don't remember me. And then we get this wonderful story of girl bullying.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's
really horrible. And I was like, ooh, Annie.
But girl bullying. That is girl bullying 101. Start a nasty rumor and then shun the girl.
Yeah, and everything we have heard up until this point about Annie's background had been just all to do with like the religious upbringing and being kind of pushed into all this
very
stuff.
Sweet. Whereas
then
underneath
Alex,
it all, she's
with Alex,
she's
we
Harper.
found out she did a little bit of partying on the like singing circuit and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, but yeah, she drank and vomited on stage once and stuff like that. But we never heard of her being the bad one, and it's like, ooh,
being the mean girl,
and mean, like
being
mean,
the mean girl. And like Annie does like make the excuse that her mom taught her to be ruthless, and we have seen the way her mom behaved while she was on the pageant circuit, and that was when Annie was younger.
Yeah, I don't know that Annie was trying to excuse it. I think she was trying to explain it because it was a genuine apology.
Yeah, because she knows what she said. As soon as she starts telling that story, you can see it on Annie's face. She's like, "Oh fuck me." But you can also tell that she never expected that to come back.
No.
She hadn't thought about that in
We've all said
years.
shitty things when we were teenagers to people.
She clearly doesn't have anxiety and relive the stupid shit you've said from like a decade ago on a nightly basis.
Well, but even if you do, you don't necessarily think that other person is also thinking about it every single night. Like she clearly is.
Yeah, like that really... And I get it for her as well, because for Firecracker, she was saying like she was so poor. They were dirt. They weren't even dirt poor. They didn't even have a garden to be dirt poor.
Mm.
And it was like Miami-Dade. It was the finals. This would have been huge for her. She was 13.
Yeah.
And she had to drop out of the competition. And because of the rumor, she couldn't compete in pageants anymore either, which would have probably been an income stream for her family.
Well, not just that, but I'd say the pageants
and it would have crushed any hope she'd had of getting onto any of the junior teams.
Yeah, or into like God U, or getting noticed for something else. And while she may have like, I'm not trying to say I'm on Firecracker's side here, but while she may have gotten over it to a degree, then a few years later she's forgotten all about it, and all of a sudden that bitch
good
who
little
started that
girl
horrible rumor about me is in the 7.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be all goodness and light, and now look, she's taking this stand against this, that, and the other. Like, fuck, I know this bitch isn't like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that I suppose that would fuck you off a little bit, wouldn't it?
But if she'd come out and said it then, it would have been like, oh, you're jealous.
It would have seemed petty, yeah.
Yeah, whereas now Starlight's had a bit of a tumble from Grace, and she can rally her supporters behind that, because she's like, well, obviously Homelander, because she doesn't believe in the shit she's selling. Nope. And that's what she threatens Annie with. She's like, I'm going to make sure everybody fucking knows about you.
And I think it really
rattles
Annie.
And she knows how powerful rumor and gossip can be, because she's been on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, but I think it really rattles her as well, because she's now just decided to step back into
her role,
back in charge of a whole group of people, and she's like, well, shit, my decisions have weight. Like, this one thing that I did when I was a teenager that was admittedly horrible, but minor in the grand scheme of things, has come back in such a big way. What about the decisions I'm about to make? Yeah,
that affect a lot more people.
And you see that in her back in the office when Kimiko and Frenchie come back, and she's like, you know, you guys look like you had a worse day than me. And he tells the story about the bath, and basically, that it was freeing for him because he didn't have to make any decisions, and asks Annie, do you ever miss
not having to make decisions? Yeah, because there's freedom, and that's the appeal of like submission and things like that to people. It's the freedom that comes with not having to worry about either trivial things like having to make decisions from all degrees as well.
And even as Annie says, it's a lot easier to complain and bitch about other people's decisions and say what you don't like than to actually come out and say what you like and what you want to get done.
Yeah.
And I think she's just having to really consider that now.
Yeah, she's a little bit lost as Annie. She doesn't know where she is or what she's doing or what she really wants to do.
And Frenchie's not really in any more of a place to confront things, because he goes...
No, because Kimiko is rightfully like, what the shit?
I don't know, I think it's a little bit like Emma and Marie and Gen V, where they were both kind of annoyed with each other over hiding certain things from their powers, because like Frenchie says it in a dickish way. Oh,
we're not joined at the hip, I don't have to tell you anything. And if we're going to play this game, then who was that girl?
Yeah, because he's right in the sense of, I don't have to tell you everything, and like, there's something you clearly don't want to tell me, and I'm not pushing you about it. Why are you pushing me about the thing that I don't want to tell you? But he says it in a fucking dickhead way.
Yeah, but Kimiko doesn't go after him, she leaves him alone.
Yeah, I think she leaves him alone for now. And then Hughie gets some answers himself that he wasn't expecting.
No, and he's had a really shitty day, has Hughie.
Yes, we will talk about his shitty day in a bit.
Hughie's shitty day.
But shitty
culminates in some healing. And some, like...
I'd say that's fair to say.
Yeah, it's the start of a path of healing for him. He gets some answers. He gets the main answer.
Yeah.
And we get the reason why his mom left.
Yeah, which is...
It takes a little bit... It's a little bit blood out of a stone getting there.
Especially when he's like, I just want to know why.
And she says, why not? What? And I wanted to slap her. How
bitch, what do you
fucking dare you have the disrespect to pretend not to know what he is fucking asking.
Yeah.
You have to have known that question was going to come up.
She brings it back a little bit after she's given the full explanation as to why.
And I understand her reasons for leaving. I fully understand her reasoning for leaving, and I can see Hugh Senior's point of view about not letting her come back, because if she decided she couldn't cope and left again,
that would be worse.
It would be devastating for Hughie. And he could have been like, I've just gotten to a place where Hughie's okay with everything, and if you come back now and you leave, it'll upset it all. I could get that. But there's also all those teenage years where he could have been more receptive to it, like 15, 16, 17, where you could have had an adult conversation with him, explained it to him.
Well, I think that's on Hugh Senior rather than on her.
Yeah, but like by the time he's that old, he should have been given the choice.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, and he should have been allowed to be like
18 at the latest.
He should have, like, Hugh Senior should have said to him
and said, "Hey, look, your
mom has reached out.
Yeah,
you know,
she did.
Maybe she wrote letters every year to him to explain it. She could have, like, even done something like, here's my contact details if he wants to know me."
Yeah, no, as soon as we found out that Hugh Senior knew that she was still alive, I was like, you probably should have given him the chance to make his own decision about it when he was old enough. Whatever old enough is, but when he was old enough, he should have been given the decision to, or at least given the information, you know?
Yeah.
Because he didn't, and we've seen what it's done to him.
Did she show up when he was, like, wanted, when they were on the run? Because she said they've been talking for the last year or two. So did she make contact when her son was plastered across national news?
I had never considered that. That's probably...
For murder?
That's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah, what is my son doing? Like, the fuck? And him disappearing and all, like, Robin, everything from, like, Robin dying. Maybe not Robin dying, but when...
She wouldn't have known about Robin, but certainly, the first time Hughie's face went up on the news.
Yeah.
She was probably
Hugh Campbell. What? That's my son.
Excuse me. Well, she might have been like, wait, which Hugh Campbell? Oh, holy crap, that's my son.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right. That's when she made contact with him again.
Yeah, I'm feeling like,
we might not get an answer to that. But yeah, Hughie seems to, I don't know, happy's not the right word, but like he's definitely gotten some closure out of it.
And there's a reason why she left.
With her.
Like, it's not that she didn't want him or anything like that. And
I think it's the line where she says, "I was really fucked up."
Yeah.
You know, kind of like we're all fucked up. And Hughie's like, yeah, we are all fucked up. We've all made bad decisions. I made some really bad decisions last year.
Oh, yeah. and the way she's very, very frank as well. She's like, so I took 40 Ambien.
Yeah.
She's like, I just couldn't cope anymore. So I took 40 Ambien, and that it was life or death. And it was life or death for her because the situation was killing her. But she also knew that if she stayed there, it would potentially put him in danger.
Could, yeah.
You know, and it's so sad because it does happen, and people, like, postpartum depression is very, very serious. And if you know anybody who has just recently had a child in the last year or so, check on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, any kind of depression
offer to babysit, let them have some free time.
Yeah, and
I don't like children, but I would still do that for my friend.
Yeah, and if you're suffering from depression of any kind, reach out and talk to somebody. Reach out to me or Kira as well if you want. Like, just talk to somebody, because that's always important. You don't want to just feel isolated. Like poor what's his mum's name?
I've forgotten.
I've got completely forgotten what her name is as well. But anyway, yeah like she obviously felt like completely kind of isolated. And
anyway,
yeah, talk to somebody. Please,
you're not alone. And it's okay to not be okay.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like it's a very cathartic conversation, I think, for the pair of them. It's the start of it's the baby steps.
Yeah.
Like with Butcher and Ryan opening up and being honest with each other and starting to forge that path.
Yeah.
They're now on an equal kind of footing. She never left him. She never wanted to leave him, but she had to leave him.
Yeah.
You know, and she does say that. She's like, I will never ask for your forgiveness because I will never ever deserve it.
Yeah, that's the part where she won it back a little bit for me.
Yeah,
because it was like, at least you understand what you've done to Hughie. Yeah, you know,
and she knows that she can never change that and never take that decision back, and she's the person who has to live with those consequences.
Yeah. But that's enough serious emotional stuff. Yeah. Let's get onto the silly side of things.
Oh God, everything that happens with the 7 in this. Yeah, the boys' side of things is all very kind of somber and serious and self-reflection. The 7 side of things is just fucking mental.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Nobody knows. Nobody's on firm ground. This Homelander's big shake-up has really gotten everybody on edge.
Well, that's what it starts with, is there's a rally and...
Oh, the choir with the fucking...
Yeah, Samaritan Embraces boy choir, who we both immediately felt sorry for.
We were like, oh, those poor children. Somebody needs to rescue those children.
Yeah, never mind the supposed children
in the basement. Save Samaritan boys choir.
But yeah,
and Homelander's like barely controlled rage. I was like, is this a dream? Is he going to laser everybody again? Because you've got all the Starlighters off to the side protesting and all chanting Starlighters right, Starlighters right. And then you've got like the creme de la creme of like conspiracy theorists, right-wing nut jobs, fucking...
Yeah, the whole shebang. They're all there, and they are delighted when Homelander announces 2 new members to the 7.
Well, he has his little like fucking ranty bit at the start.
Yeah, he rants about the
where
Starlighters.
He's like riling up the Starlighters directly, and I'm like, dude, they're right there.
Oh,
like
you can see...
he is like, I'm going to incite a riot.
You can see the guy who goes to the Starlight house there in the crowd as well.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah, string her up when they're talking about Starlight being a paedophile and running this paedophile ring.
But yeah, he says he brings on the 3 lads, and Noir is giving it one of my all-time favorite songs, and I'm sure Twisted Sister yes,
were only too happy to license it for this.
Yeah, because
it's everything that they love, which is not the Republican Party.
Yes,
however. Shitting on the Republican Party, yes, please.
Down for that. Brings on the 3 of them, and
they and like fucking A-Train or Deep is like, bring it down, Noir. He doesn't do that much because he's giving it all like kung fu moves and like whoop-ha.
He's great in this episode.
I am loving Noir too.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, he's great, but his best stuff comes later, so I'll leave him there for the minute.
He has just been so much fun. We're not getting all the fun madness of original Noir, who would just do random shit.
Well, I think they were going to have to make him different.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just... Yeah, what
like,
was the point?
When you see him for the first time and he's like body locking and then he takes over playing the piano and that.
All that stuff was great, but yeah, they couldn't just do all that again.
This one is just hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. But no, Homelander brings on the other 2.
Oh, the 2 new ones. So he brings on Firecracker, who has supplied her own air horn.
Yeah, and then
which
he brings
irritates
on Sage.
The shit out of me for some reason.
And then he talks a little bit about how, who knows who might be on the last slot, and then brings on Ryan.
And Sage is so upset with him.
Yeah, she's not happy.
Really
we find out just how unhappy she is when they get back to the 7th Tower, but the way he leans down to Ryan and is like, smile right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, poor Ryan is not having a good time.
No, because he's like, oh, that last scene, I might be saving it for Ryan, because you all saw him stop those bank robbers the other day.
Yeah. But then, when they're back in the 7 room and...
They're doing all the photo ops and...
Firecracker's giving her little nutjob speech
about
vaccines and autism.
Vaccines.
Not that cool kind of autism, that Rain Man autism.
That lets you count cards and shit. It's like, oh my god, you're so offensive. And Homelander's like her. Yeah. Like, she looks like she fell off her jet ski once too often, which, I think she's supposed to be from, like, Florida.
Yeah, well, you said that she says Miami-Dade.
Yeah, it's the Miami-Dade final. She likes them guns.
Yeah, she's.
I think she's supposed to be kind of like Floridian.
Yeah.
They're a special breed.
Sage is just like, trust me. Like, she's here to do her job. She's going to take care of Starlight and the Starlighters. And Homelander's like, what? She'll make them quiet? Sage is like, no, she's going to make them louder.
Yeah. Because she's saying shit that's so completely insane.
It's going to make them lose their minds and get irrational in return.
Yeah, because...
And then they're all going to clash and Sage can come in with Homelander and save everybody, like she said in the first place. But Homelander is just...
Because Firecracker knows how the game is played.
Yeah.
And she knows. And it's very similar to Stormfront's tactics as well.
Yeah.
Only, people don't like the word Nazi, but Firecracker's not a Nazi. She's a NRA or NVA.
I'm sure she's racist too.
Oh, she is. Oh, she is. She very much is. We've already established that.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like trans people either, because she's got the whole thing about trans people bathrooms.
Yeah, she mentions transgender people going into bathrooms and how Starlight is.
And she has the lovely little dig as well about how... she's
a woman getting into the 7 without having to suck a dick to do
it. It's just a testimony to like how great America is.
Oh,
she's such a fucking raging bitch.
I like how Sage is still quite happy to stick it to Homelander, because she's like, this is punishment, isn't it? Like, why
I know you do this because I disagreed with you.
He's like, you think I'm that petty? She's like, yes, I really do. Like, this
and
is going to make my
job
job
you told me your
so
ego could take it, and it clearly can't.
Yeah. He's like, look, it'll be fine. You're a superhero now. Go enjoy yourself, and just pushes her off for a photo with 3 guys.
No, did you not catch the really creepy
sandwich
out of her? I was like, and it is the three.
What three?
It's the three. Isn't it the Deep, A-Train, and Noir that assault Annie?
No, it's A-Train, Noir, and Homelander.
Oh, and the Homelander, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was just like uncomfortable. And he goes off then and watches Annie's speech.
Yeah, well, when we next see them, he's watching Annie's speech, and
Firecracker comes running over in her hall, like, pick me, I'm not like all the other girls. And then is like, I will do anything.
5 times she says it.
Anything.
5 times.
It really, I think I've shown you it before. It's from one of the Drag Race All-Stars, and it's the Bachelor piss take episode where Ben de la Creme is like the horny old cougar. And she's trying to feed your man like the banana.
Oh, right.
And everything. When Firecracker's saying anything, all I can see is Ben de la Creme going, I'll let you put it anywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, she may as well.
Like, been like, if she had been a drunk cougar, it would have been less embarrassing.
Oh, just take that, bottle it, and call it Ode to Desperation. Like, it was just sad. It was...
Oh...
It was really sad.
It was so sad. And he's just like, ugh, get away from me. I just realised there was no grey pubes this episode.
No, I'm sure that'll make a return.
I don't know why that just, I was like, hang
on. Noir's over in the corner asking for some direction from Ashley.
Oh, and he's like, I studied at like he studied somewhere else, and then he was in Cirque du Vent, and like he's been recruited to play this role, but he's got no direction, and he wants to ask questions, but he's not allowed to speak. And he lives in this like dojo ninja apartment, but from what he can tell, the guy didn't know karate.
Yeah.
And can I just have like a playlist so I can get into his head? And then you just hear, shut up, Noir. Everyone sit down.
It's great.
He's like, I don't understand. You hired me for this role, but I'm getting no direction. And Ashley's just like, what do you want?
Yeah,
and he's like, some direction.
But poor old Ashley then gets, well, she doesn't get the chop, but she certainly gets a demotion.
Oh, she's asked to leave, and she's like, but I'm always here. And he's like, well, you're not a member of the Seven, so you have to leave. Sage is going to take over your position. And she's like, am I
effectively CEO?
Yeah, and she's like, am I getting fired? And they're like, no.
Well, he looks to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And
no,
then he goes,
you are now Mooby the Golden Calf.
Yeah, you are a mascot.
And then she has some hilarious trouble with that pen.
Not as hilarious as what follows for her.
But her with that pen is like trying to watch Prince Charles or King Charles signing a document. And it was like, just leave the pen. Just leave the pen.
But yeah, she leaves the room.
She stomps off, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and a Homelander tries to say Sage has something she'd like to share with the group, but gets distracted by Noir sleeping.
Noir snoring. And he's like, is Noir fucking asleep? And Firecracker's like sat next to him, and she's just got like head in the hand, and she is like, yes, he fucking is.
Oh, no, Firecracker looks like she's
embarrassed for him.
No, to me, that looked like Firecracker was like in class telling on somebody so she could suck up to teacher.
Yeah.
Like, yes, teacher, he's being naughty. Oh,
and Sage is just like, what the fuck? And Deep just kicks the chair. War wakes up and goes, sorry guys, I'm narcoleptic.
Oh, it's brilliant.
What? You're an narcoleptic actor?
A narcoleptic superhero.
Hero.
I love it, and I don't mean to laugh at like narcoleptic people or anything, but it's just such a funny.
I am sorry, it is a funny. I know it's a really like debilitating thing to have. It's also hilarious.
Under certain conditions, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
And I think you might actually get your wish of like
Spinal Tap Noir.
Because
please.
I think if he pisses Homelander off anymore, Homelander's just going to kill this one too.
And they're just going to
And if they bring in a third one, I hope he has an equally funny condition. Because the first Noir had the nut allergy.
Yeah, and this one's narcoleptic, so we need something else with an N.
Yes, because then, we have
we can have the many deaths of Noir.
Narcolepsy Noir.
The many deaths of Noir, which is all I want.
I want
increasingly like ridiculous fashion.
I want a little bit more from this Noir before they kill him off if we are getting a whole bunch.
I'm having so much fun with this Noir though, because he's just like somebody gives the guy a fucking cliff notes on what Noir is. Because he is like, he's like, I'm not supposed to speak and I don't know what I'm doing.
But yeah, Sage then kind of tells them about what's happened in crime analytics and the breach and how that was what was used to get the Starlighters off, and everybody starts to turn and stare at Deep, and he's just
But when
not
she
paying
starts
attention.
talking about that, you can see A-Train being like,
Uh-oh.
But the second they all turn to look at the Deep, he's like, oh, okay. And that's when he's getting the text while they're all talking to the Deep. Because the Deep's like, why are you all looking at me? And they're like, it's your fucking department.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Not
yeah,
for much
but I
longer, mind you.
didn't do anything. And she's like, look, I'm going to need a list of everybody with access to the whatever it is. And you're not in charge anymore.
Yeah.
And Homelander's like, great, good, moving on.
Yeah, Deep goes off for a sulk back to his room where Ambrosius wants to have a conversation with him because he's not
through the
tank.
wardrobe door, please, thank you. And she's like, oh, can I come out and hang out in the tank above your bed? She's an octopus. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. They can get out of tanks. That distance, nothing to an octopus, because she knows where she's going.
She could very easily get out of the tank, but maybe she just respects Deep's boundaries. Or maybe he had something on top that we couldn't see that was locked.
Well, like a cement block.
Yeah, maybe.
Just stop
or
her
a lock.
getting out.
I don't know. But yeah, she wants to go on a vacation first and go see her cousins after reefing Nantucket. Dad is like, well, can I at least come out into the tank by your bed? He's
yeah,
like, no,
because
it's too
you
risky.
forgot to clean my tank and now there's algae bloom.
Yeah.
And he's like, whatever, sorry, like, I can't just drop everything and go on a vacation with you, because he's like, I have to work. And she's like, oh, you're working too hard. We haven't been intimate in, like, almost a week.
Yeah, I don't think that the species is the issue with the Deep. I think he just gets bored of any romantic partner.
Any romantic partner that expects anything from him.
That's a very good point.
I'm also think he's a little bit afraid that if he puts her in the tank that, Homelander will make him eat her.
That's a very good point.
And not in the way she wants.
Yes. But as bad as the Deep day is going, it's definitely not going as bad as Annika's.
Oh, Annika.
Because it's Annika's last day.
Yeah, and we were just saying, like, the
great side characters
the
last
staff.
week.
We forgot to mention
her.
Annika, and Annika has been through so much. Like, she really has.
Yeah.
She survived so much, and I think she is basically the only person who is still in crime analytics.
And I think Annika is probably the only, like, genuine person working for Vought that's not a horrible bastard anymore.
Yeah.
She's just like, I got
like,
this job because I'm good with computers.
She's been called into a meeting. Ashley's there, Homelander's there, Sage is there, and Sage is like, we know that you made a phone call. According to our records, you made a phone call to Starlight House a month ago, and Annika's like, yeah, I was donating clothes.
Mm. Homelander's like, why is your heart beating like a little drum?
And she's like, because I'm fucking terrified. And Sage is like, whoa, it's okay, calm down. Nobody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Right? And Homelander's like, oh, I swear on my son. And then Annika turns and looks at Ashley. And Ashley gives her like this little kind of very terrified nod.
Yeah.
But it's the nod that reassures her that, okay, I'll just answer the questions. And she gets as far as, well, Starlight reached out to me to ask me to trace.
And then, zoom.
He lasers her in the fucking face. So Homelander has no honor, nor does he care for the life of his son if he's just sworn. And he's so impulsive. And he's like, well, leak plugged. And she's like, Sage is like, did you not think the next word out of her mouth would have been important? Like, who the fuck is Starlight trying to trace?
Yeah, and it would have been important because the two things very possibly aren't related, or one followed on from the other, because we know A-Train brought them the footage without them asking.
Yeah.
So
who was Starlight trying to trace?
So
who's Starlight looking for?
Yeah, that could be separate, or it could have been something afterwards, but it's not the same thing as what A-Train was doing. So while Homelander thinks he's plugged a leak, all he's done is actually hide two leaks by thinking he's plugged one leak.
Yeah, but it's just left more questions now.
Yeah, Ashley's terrified and Sage is just annoyed until...
And Homelander has the best comeback. He was like, well, guess I am that petty.
And yeah, that was very much a message for Sage.
Yeah, because even though Homelander has gone and reached out to her, because he knows that he's not smart enough to do it by himself. He just can't fucking help himself.
I think it was almost that was like a little bit of an acknowledgement of him, of like, look, I know I've brought you on to do certain things,
but I'm still
don't push it too far, Missy. I think was what he was trying to say there. Like, you will be allowed to do certain things and say certain things to me, but don't think you've got fucking carte blanche. Sometimes I will still be petty.
But it is also that, like, that instant gratification for him.
Oh, yeah. It's very much also him not being able to control his impulses.
Yeah, and, like, he's so reactionary as well that he never considers repercussions.
Well, yeah, even if he had waited...
Just for her to finish the sentence.
Yeah, because it's the same later on when he's arguing with Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan
cuts
is
him
trying
off.
to say something to placate him, but the first word in that sentence is butcher. So Homelander just freaks out even further.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just can't help himself. He really can't.
But it's a pattern with him is that his observance of the situation is the only one that counts.
Oh, absolutely.
And he doesn't allow other people to explain themselves or have their say. We've seen him do that when he arrived on Goldalkin and confronts Marie.
Yeah.
Before she even gets a chance to explain what's happening, he makes a snap judgment.
Oh, before he even knows what's going on. He's been told to come there to save Ashley because some of the students are going crazy.
Yeah.
He gets there and he sees one soup attacking another soup, and that's all he needs to see. He's
He's
made up his mind as to what's going on there.
And he's also inherently racist as well, because he just looked straight at, he went, pretty blonde girl's missing an arm, black girl.
Yeah.
Who's got weird blood powers.
Yeah. Oh crap, we skipped over, I was about to say that Ashley goes and shreds her resignation,
No.
but we forgot to mention when she decides to draft the resignation.
She did, yeah, she's decided, like, because obviously she's had the humiliation of being reduced to mascot, that she's like ranting and she's gonna quit, and she's over at her little armoire of sex devices, because you know that whole thing is filled with them.
The Ashley Cam Fun Time drawer.
Oh, yeah, totally is. She's got an OnlyFans to fall back on.
He has an OnlyFans.
Yes, he does.
All that appears of Ashley on the OnlyFans are the shoes and the dildos.
Yes.
Just the way he when she says, who wants their balls crushed, he's like, fucking brilliant.
Oh, it's
I
so
love
good.
that man.
I love the shoes. I love the shoes.
I love that man.
But yeah, she's ranting to him and he's butt naked, hogtied on the floor, because Cameron Coleman just loves it that way. He tells her to leave an unflushed turd, leave an upper decker in Homelander's
Don't
toilet.
quote me on it, but you should leave a floater in his toilet.
Yeah, I did it to Suzanne. It feels great.
That's where she's talking about quitting, and then after what happens to poor Annika, she rightly shreds that
resignation letter. Yeah, she should have fucking eaten it.
Exactly. But we are off to VOD on Ice.
Oh, VOD on Ice, the most happiest show on earth.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
The song is so good. The fucking song is so evil. It's going into my rotation of Christmas songs.
Oh, it's just brilliant. It's as good as any of the ones last season. It's funnier, possibly, because
the lyrics are so sinister.
Yeah, no,
and so threatening.
I'm gonna start sneaking it onto random Christmas playlists when and where possible.
It's going right in after Patti LaBelle, the 1997 National Christmas Tree lighting, the one where she's got no backup singers and she doesn't have the right cue cards.
Oh yeah,
and she's still singing, but she's cursing, like she's shouting. She's like, "Where's my backup singers?" And she's like, "Mr. Man, I don't know the words."
This, and Mr. Becky's Carol of the Bells.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because in fairness, that performance for as much as a car crash that whole Patti LaBelle performance is, ain't nothing compared to the car crash that this one is.
Well, this is only a rehearsal, and it becomes some live action death clock shit.
Oh, it really is. They really hit the death clock fucking vibe on this one.
I mean, skating Maeve getting lasered in half is one thing, but everything else they do to themselves.
Yeah,
every other fatality and injury is down to their own panicking, and I just thought it was hilarious.
Oh.
But as for the actual plot stuff that happens there, not the gag stuff.
Basically, Hughie and are there because they know that Vic is going to be meeting up with Homelander.
Well, knows. Hughie
knows, but that's why they're there. And is like, "Hey, where's Starlight?" And Starlight, and he's like, "Fuck no." And he's like, "Shit, so it's just you." So I don't think he knows that Starlight went to go confront Thingy-mabobs.
Possibly, yeah.
Because he doesn't know where she is, and she's like not there, and he's like, for fuck's sake.
I had thought that maybe might have told Annie, "Hey, Homelander and Sage aren't going to be in the tower; they're going to be at this place. You can have a run at Firecracker." But then, yeah, that's a good point.
Her
whereabouts are unknown to both of them at that point. So.
At this, and obviously Kimiko and Frenchie are AWOL, so it's only the pair of them, and that
Hughie's flattered.
Yeah, but then does lay down the law as well.
Yes.
Hughie finds out that A-Train is the informant. He's not very happy about it. He's like, well, we should get the fuck out of here. And is like, excuse me, no. Like I'm the captain now.
Yeah, well, I have always been since.
But he basically does do. He's like, I am the captain now.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, sir. Now go get your ass in that fucking vent to go plant the bug and get out. So Hughie's scrambling around in the vents.
Yeah, Vic shows up, takes some photos, and then
Vic
goes
shows
off.
up early as well. So they're like kind of like crap, and is like, look, just stay calm.
Plant the bug and get out of there.
Yeah, he was like, but yeah, move. And Vic's there doing a photo opportunity because she's native vice president-elect, and they do all this sort of stuff, and she's got the kid with her. She's got Zoe with her, who's like being a teenager and like, I'm not going to be in the photo, Mom. You're embarrassing me.
Yeah.
But then Homelander shows up with Sage as well, and they're there early too. And MM's like, oh, Jesus Christ, when he does that kind of face.
Yeah.
And poor fucking Hughie is like right over them.
Oh, I felt genuine fear for Hughie. And I knew they weren't going to kill him, but I was still...
I honestly was expecting him to come out of that, like, for like him to fall through it or something like that.
No, he manages to stay there for the whole conversation.
Yeah,
which is a very interesting one.
Lean back away from the vent. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, because they could possibly see you through that. Yeah. You can see them through the grate. They can see you through the grate.
Yeah, all you have to do is
away
like
from
look
the grate.
up, and then he's just like, hi. You could just pull a Frenchie and be like, I didn't see anything, and I'm going to leave now.
That has only worked. He's tried that 3 times, and it's only worked once. Yeah, no, the conversation they have
with
super
Vic, yeah, because you've had this whole bit before that where Vic has gotten Bob Singer's been having this meeting, and they're trying to work out who in the house, who in
who's
Congress
on their side, who's in Vought's pocket, basically.
Yeah, and they got the figures, and so something like 240 odd in Congress, and like a couple of like
43
odd
or something in
the Senate. And Vic arrives in, and she's got this superhero suppression act. And she's like, sorry. She's like, obviously Bob's office forgot to loop me in on this. Bobby has reached into Mallory's purse and gotten his balls back.
I want to know what's changed for him. Because when we last saw him, he was pretty worried about getting his head popped. And now he's...
Bobby Big Balls?
Well, he seems to be doing this with the express purpose of antagonizing her. Like, he's doing this because it knows it will rub her the wrong way. Certainly the way he's talking to her.
And
the way he's talking
to
her about superheroes.
Is he trying to push her to expose herself? Because her method of killing people is quite...
unique.
Yeah,
and
it is very much a signature, and if he can get her,
head popper is dead. Let's not forget, because they blame Stormfront.
They blame Stormfront for that.
Congress.
But if they get her popping a head, and they can look back, they can be like, "Well, you're actually the person who killed everybody in Congress at that thing." Like,
I don't think that he'll want to have his head popped just to out her, though.
No, but
I think there must be something else that he's got. He's got something.
Up his sleeve. Maybe he's gotten wind of that virus that she's got.
But between the way Bob acts towards her and then what happens with Homelander and Sage...
Yeah, Vic's not having a good day either.
No, because they're basically telling her, look, we'll take care of the president, so you don't have to. Because
the whole thing is they have to wait for January 6th. They have to wait for them being sworn in. Because
they have to wait for them to for Bob to actually be president and
her to
actually be VP.
And they're like, we'll take out Bob because you need plausible deniability, because we can't have him having his head popped now, can we? Yeah. And then Article 25 kicks in, she gets sworn in as president.
And then you start doing all this stuff for us.
Yeah, while Bob, this superhero suppression act that he wants to put forward will take them out of like military, law enforcement, politics, who's like, oh, they're entertainers, so we'll bring them back to, like, they'll be reclassified as as entertainers, and they'll be back on the Masked Singer,
barred from
where
office,
they belong.
Barred from law.
And he's so smug when he's telling her that.
And then Homelander's going the other way of, no, you're going to get rid of the FBSA, you're going to denounce the defund the soups movement, and you're going to...
And you're going to stop them teaching critical soup
theory.
Which is fabulous. And I love the fact that when he's ranting about all of this, you can see like there's a big banner, there's a poster behind them for VotCon, which is obviously Vot's big con, and it just says virtually untraceable.
Oh, VotCoin.
VotCoin.
Yeah, because it's the VotCoin
and it's just virtually untraceable. And it's like, yes, of course it is. But he's like, you're going to do all of this. Then you're going to come out
as a soup.
Yeah, you're going to come out as soup, and you're going to put a soup in every town who has authority over the police.
Yeah. So he's going full coup.
Yeah. And it was just, that's like, oh, that's kind of scary. And she makes a valid argument of, we can't do that because Bob and the military are, they're besties. They're sitting in a tree.
Well, she's like, what do you think the army are going to do?
Because they're going to come out. And he's like, well, let them.
Yeah,
we'll win.
Yeah, he says you're going to need to come out as a soup as well. And as she's basically saying what a bad idea that is. Oh, well, there's the great conversation about why she wants to do it then. Like, are you just trying to impress
why do you
Daddy
want to be
Stan?
president? Yeah. Is it for the power, or are you still trying to impress Daddy Stan?
Yeah.
And that hits a nerve. You can see the eye twitch. And then fucking sweaty boy up in the pipes has a fucking dewdrop fall off the end of his nose.
And Homelander loses it.
Yeah.
When he first lasers that pipe, just like the way he goes up into it cracks me up
like,
so much.
Woo! He kind of hoovers up and in.
Yeah, he's just like, woo, hello.
No, it really, that bit in Jurassic Park when they're going through the suspended ceiling and the velociraptors are popping up through.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it really, and I know it's because, like, if any other time you have seen somebody put their head up through a vent like that, they're stepping up. So there's like a kind of...
Yeah, he's coming in at like an angle.
But he just straight up like... in, like he's kind of like Roombas in.
Yeah, no, he just floats on in there. It's hilarious.
And then I'm actually amazed not more people die, because Homelander's not known for his aim.
I think that light trick was only going to work once.
Yeah. Fuck me, did it work though.
Well, after that as well, MM was going to have to run because he's made himself a target then. Yeah. The first thing you do after that is go, who's on the lighting board?
But I just love the fact that Homelander's like, it's Hugh Campbell, I can't smell him. I was like, all right there, fucking buddy. Yeah, Hugh's making a break for it across the roof. He gets out of the vents onto the catwalk.
Yeah.
And he's booking it across the arena, and MM manages to dazzle Homelander, which then proceeds to cut Ice Maeve in half.
Yeah.
Chaos erupts and people are getting knocked over and fingers are sliced off. They're kind of watching this unfold and they're like, oh, we better leave. Sage and Vic.
Well, Vic's like, time to leave.
And I was like, yeah, no shit, your daughter's down there.
Did
fine. You forget about her?
She's bulletproof. She's got V. She's grand. But he makes it out onto the roof and Huey's nowhere to be found and he flies off in a huff.
Oh, his little like, ah! And
not
then he
as funny as the scream that follows as Huey is getting transported around the city by A-Train.
No, there's something about the way he does that little like, her, and then takes off is real like toddler having a tantrum, but instead of flinging himself down on the ground, he just flies away.
Yeah.
Like he's up in the sky, like punching out birds.
But yeah, no, I prefer Huey's scream as A-Train has brought him halfway across the city.
Yeah, and then just lets him go. And Huey's like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, what? Why would you save me? And A-Train doesn't say anything, he just leaves.
Yeah, just runs off. That's all we get of A-Train for that the rest of the episode. Other than that, it's just Sage and the Deep's little confrontation.
Oh, that's so weird. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. It hurts my soul a little bit.
It's fucked up, yeah.
It's really fucked up, and I really feel for Sage.
It appears as though she has lobotomized herself to make herself somewhat of a like regular Joe.
To relax and enjoy, like that's how she unwinds for a day.
I don't know if it's supposed to be that that's something that she does all the time, or if it's just as a result of the intense day she's had. She's like, I need to rewind in the extreme, so it's lobotomy time.
Yeah, because like we know that she has moderate regeneration.
Yeah, because it said that on her like
this isn't
her
permanent to her. And I'm going to assume this isn't her first time doing this, because if it was your first time doing it, you wouldn't do it somewhere like Vought Towers where your position is incredibly precarious.
No, I assume she knows.
And like she's comfortable enough doing it to do it in Vought Tower, where once again her position is incredibly precarious, and if she gets it, like she's going to heal from it, because if she didn't, Homelander would just kill her.
Oh yeah. I don't think she's if she were to do that as a way to like she's smart enough to know if she did that and it was permanent, Homelander would just kill her. Yeah. So why wouldn't she just kill herself in the first place?
You get the like when it cuts to her and she's eating a blooming onion and she's watching Don't Tell the Bride, which is like 100% trash TV.
Oh God, yeah.
And the Deep arrives in and he's got his whole little speech prepared and he's like, how dare you take away crime analytics from me? That was my thing.
Yeah, me and
Angelfish had a really good thing going. And then it's like, ooh, is that a blooming onion from like someplace?
So distracted.
Yeah,
so
like
quickly.
Immediately, is that a blooming onion? And she's like, yeah, have some. And I love the way the Deep selects food. The little, like, he's like, ooh, and like searching around for like the perfect piece, and then the little
eating
finger
with the gloves on is just fucking weird.
But it's like the little finger wiggle before he picks it up and then dips it, and then when he's going off the end of the gloves, and it's so dainty.
He's
like the whole thing is dainty.
He's just always funny when it comes to food. We saw it in the first...
Oh, he has such a bad relationship with food.
Well, no, but just like even in the first episode of the season when Todd and the guys get brought in, he's got a mouthful of food and he like spits
he's just like hand shoveling fries onto a plate.
When Starlight outs him in the very first season.
Oh, and he's
not just out him, but talks about
he's putting all the stuff in the blender and drinking it.
I think he's like in the middle of eating popcorn when that happens, but there's just always stuff to do with the Deep and food, and it's quite funny. I love it. But yeah, just the whole way that scene unfolds with her being like watching the trash TV, eating the trash food, and then being
it's kind of sweet because he's sitting down with her and he's eating the blooming onion, and he just turns around and he goes, "Are you okay?" And the way he asks it, it's genuine concern. He's like, it is, are you okay?
Yeah, but I think it's because she is being noticeably
and
different.
he's like, and he does say that. He's like, I thought you were a bitch, but now I think you're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like, there's no real malice in the Deep, I don't think, realistically. He'll do dumb shit and he'll do bad things, but he tends to be prodded in those directions.
Yeah, he was pretty horrible to Ashley last week.
Yeah.
And I think you...
But he was goaded into that by...
He was, but you refer to him as being a mean girl at heart. So are you walking that back?
I don't know. It's hard to know with him.
I want him to be the lovable idiot. And I want him to be the lovable idiot punching bag. Like that we have come to
punch him right in the gills.
Yeah, I don't want him to be the threatening to drown Ashley in the toilet after he's used it. As funny as that was.
Yeah.
I don't want that Deep. I don't want this Sage either, though, because it's
I don't
weird.
like the Sage. It's weird, and it makes me really fucking sad for her.
Yeah, self-lobotomy is pretty fucking dark.
Lobotomies in general are dark, and the history around lobotomies and the fact that they've been used for so long as a tool of oppression for outspoken women, for her to use something like that on herself just really hits hard, like, because they were used, like, lobotomies were given out for anything. It's like, oh, my wife talks back to me, lobotomy.
Oh, I know.
People used to come and watch them being done. It was a spectator. Even JFK's sister was lobotomized at a young age, and she ended up living out her life in a home.
This was supposed to be the lighthearted half of the show.
Clearly it hasn't been as severe for her, because it's just reduced her to kind of an everyday person. Whereas it's incredibly debilitating if you do it to like a regular human.
Yeah, well, either she's so good at it that she's managed to do it in such a way that that's what it does to her, or she's so fucking smart that even when lobotomized, it just reduces her to the level of the rest of us.
Yeah.
You know? Where
she's able to sit down and eat shitty food and enjoy trashy TV and then be like, hey, you're hot, let's make out.
Yeah, it's a self-imposed, incredibly dark version of ignorance is bliss, I suppose.
Yeah, but the thing that gets to me is she's 32, so she's most likely explored all the drug suppression avenues.
I don't know that she's the type to take drugs because of
how smart she is. Like, I don't think she would be a drinker because she wouldn't like to lose the control that alcohol causes.
Yeah, and I don't think she'd like to take anything that could mess with her brain or her brain chemistry. So hallucinogens were probably also out for her.
Or with hallucinogens, she'd end up turning into like Lex Luthor when he takes the Superman serum and being like, I can see atoms.
Yeah.
Like, that's what might happen to her with hallucinogens. Her third eye might open.
Yeah, I don't think she would have. I think that she might view it as like too base or that it might mess with her. But at the same time, she might have, and they might not have worked, and she's decided that this is the way to go about it.
Yeah, this is the only thing that works for me, which is so sad. and just
whatever the reason
cause
she does
that
it.
level of damage to yourself just to have like a fucking night off.
Well, I mean, I know we've all wanted to numb ourselves before in some way, you know what I mean? And this is obviously the way that works for her. And yeah, it's fucking sad, like, but we might get an answer as to why, we might not. But that's all we get from her for the episode, and all that's left is Ryan and Homelander's little fight. Well, not little fight.
Yeah, because Ryan's come home. Homelander's sitting there having his like static fucking thing going on where he like disassociates with the world.
Yeah, well, I think he's still a bit pissed off over the whole Hughie escaping thing.
Yeah, Hughie got away and he's not very happy about it.
And then Ryan comes home smelling of butcher.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be pleased because everybody that he loves lately just seems to keep running to butcher.
Yeah.
Maeve last season.
Yeah, Maeve went to butcher. Fucking
Becca, although he wasn't all that interested in Becca, she still went to
Ryan,
butcher.
But Ryan chose butcher over him at the end after the Stormfront incident.
Yeah.
Ryan chose to go to butcher.
Then Maeve did.
Butcher showed up with Soldier Boy.
Yeah, technically Starlight left the Seven rather than him to go and join the boys rather than Butcher specifically. But yeah, he's still involved there. And yeah, everything he loves is just seems to end up getting involved with Butcher, and he cannot handle it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when Ryan is trying to be like, look, yeah, I care for him, but I don't want him to be my dad. Homelander just can't handle it. Flings the bust he flings.
It looks like, yeah, it's like a marble bust or something like that.
Poor Ryan is fucking terrified.
But he's so fucking narcissistic and so self-obsessed that he has already made the judgment. He has already had the argument in his head.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not going to let that play out.
Yeah, and I think when Ryan runs off, he knows that he's done the stupid thing again, but again, he just couldn't help himself. He
keep doing the fucked up thing.
Yeah, basically, he does. And then we hear a voice calling out to him. Calling him John.
John.
And it's time for another little mirror chat.
Oh, yeah, so we've got more.
Yeah, there's
because we've got the fracture
Homelanders.
now.
Well, there's 4. There's the one in the middle that's his actual reflection of
we've got
real
one
world.
that we saw last season giving him his tough love talk.
Yeah, the one that kept calling him Tiger.
Yeah. We've got this softer human, almost the little boy that just wants to be loved, like child Homelander.
And wants to love. Definitely the more human side, because that's the one that's being like, you've got to,
yeah, you've got to make things
Ryan.
right with Ryan. And there's a really, really important thing he says in that argument with Ryan. He says, I've given you everything I ever wanted.
Yeah.
And it's not good enough for you.
Yeah, because you didn't give him what he wants.
Yeah.
And you didn't even ask what he wants. You just assumed this kid, and he's always done that with Ryan. He's
like, oh, you're me, so you must like this. Yeah.
We saw it at the very first interactions. He's me, so he must have powers. And Becca was like, he doesn't have any powers. No, he must have powers. Watch as I push him off this roof.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
And this is just another that line is just another extension of that.
I gave you everything. I gave you a father. I gave you all of this, but Ryan already came from a loving home. Ryan had already experienced unconditional love in his life, and he can see that this is not unconditional.
And even if it worked that way, and it was like, I made you, so you are like me, 2 people made him, so he's only going to be 50% like you fucking moron.
And he's been molded through some of the most influential years of his life by that other individual.
Yeah, and that other individual was giving him the thing that you always said you wanted,
cherishing
love and
him
attention.
And nurturing him and promoting all these incredibly like positive traits in him, and also making him curious and questioning and all the things that he is. The only thing is he's just too trusting.
Yeah, but ultimately I think it's not going to be the caring side of Homelander that wins out, because in the mirror, the one that's on top seems to be the one that's more or less kind of in charge. And it's leaning more towards the less caring Homelander.
Yeah, this is like the maniacal side of him, the burn it all down, the hero, the god personality aspect.
Yeah.
Of I'm the best and I should be worshipped by everybody, and it's saying to him, well, if you want to do this, you've also got to confront your past.
Yeah.
And you've got to go home. Which I'm going to assume home is going to be some crazy vault.
Home is the lab, the bad room.
Yeah, so that lab is wherever this lab is going to be.
Yeah.
which I'm also assuming is a farm.
Based on what we saw in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we
that's where
still got
go.
some V animal testing going on.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like that Baby's Day Out episode of Diabolical where they were just testing all the kids.
No, I don't know. Wherever he is from will have been at like facility more or less related to him, I'd say. Certainly back then. Whatever it's being used for now, who knows? But Vogelbaum's dead already, so he's not going to be able to get any more answers or anything.
No,
from him.
and he killed him.
No, that was Vic.
Oh, was that?
He got his head popped.
Oh, that was Vic.
We thought he killed him at the end of season 1 because of the way he talks about it, but then he comes back in season 2 to testify, but then gets his head popped. He's
off
the first
by
one who
Vic.
gets his head popped.
Yeah.
But really, really looking forward to seeing how the next episode, obviously the next 5 episodes play out. But
I just don't know which thread they're going to open with, and I don't know which one I'm more excited about. I'm like, I really want to see where Homelander came from, and I want to see, because we're going to get that, presumably is going to be flashback heavy.
Yeah.
Because the snippets that we've already seen of his childhood, of the baby sat in the middle of the empty room, like fucking Babu, like needs some enrichment. Or the deleted scene of him as the child with the teacher.
Yeah.
And the constant faces watching through the windows. I want to see this world and see him maybe coming through this, like the way when they're walking through the woods and you could see aspects of this.
No, what I'm hoping to see is what Vic does next, because when Butcher
Vic is really between a rock and a hard place now, isn't she?
Well, when Butcher approached her, he told her that she was between a cock and a hard place, and that was Homelander on one side trying to get all up in her business, and Bob and the CIA on the other side trying to assassinate her. But when Butcher was saying that neither of them were really that big of a deal getting in the way.
No, she was still like quite happy out.
Yeah, Bob was scared of her, and Homelander was just starting to make himself a small nuisance again. But after this episode, Bob's turning up the heat and being like, time to fucking get rid of the soups. And Homelander's gone the exact opposite direction and been like, time to make everything soups.
Yeah.
And she's now stuck between them with even less leverage.
She said that to Homelander. She was like, you can't kill him. His team will tell everybody who I am. And he's like, good about time.
I don't care.
And he plays the Zoe card as well when he's talking to her. He's like, you should be proud of who you are. What about Zoe? Like, because she's gone through all this effort to get V for Zoe. Why would you hide what she is? You're like, why shouldn't she be proud?
She's between a bigger rock and a harder place now. Yeah. And I'm interested to see which way she'll try and go.
And she might turn to Butcher. Because Butcher,
I think she might turn back to Butcher, and it might work in Butcher's favor, because I don't think Kessler's going to be helping him. Because
she can help him get Ryan.
Yeah.
But Ryan will probably go to Butcher himself now.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping after what happened in today's episode, and like I said in the last episode, that it'll be Ryan's choice and that he'll make the right choice.
Yeah. Well, Butcher's, after being very honest and very open with him and validated his feelings and been like, it's okay to be upset and what you're feeling is correct. Whereas Homelander is like, no.
What you're feeling isn't correct.
That feeling's not correct. You can't do that. People are ants, blah, 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 blah.
But Ryan's never going to see them as toys, because Ryan's mother was one of those things that Homelander was calling toys.
Yeah, he wasn't raised the same way.
Yeah, he's never going to be able to separate that.
Yeah, like Homelander's so fucked up because Homelander never had like love or warmth or affection, and Vogelbaum had made that very clear to him when he went to see him, and he was like, you know, talking about the dogs and about when you take puppies away from the bitch, they get mean. Yeah. And it is his roundabout way of apologizing to Homelander for raising him the way that... Well, they didn't raise them.
No, they didn't. And
they didn't raise him. Like, you can't say in any way, shape, or form that they raised that child.
And that is the fundamental difference between the two of them. And that's why Homelander does see them as toys, and why Ryan never will.
Homelander's also running through some daddy issues with, you know, Soldier Boy calling him a disappointment.
And
every father figure he's had in his life has called him a disappointment.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And I really want Ryan to call him a disappointment as well, because then it'll have been the ultimate failure.
Oh, hopefully, Ryan does call him a disappointment before he leaves. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that well and truly covers season 4, episode 3 for the minute anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry for being late, by the way. I accept full responsibility for me being an idiot. But we will be back next week, probably. I'm not going to make any promises after today, but probably within about 24 hours or so of the episode airing. Thanks for joining us as ever. And if you want, you can head back and check out our previous episodes or our other podcast, MonoRants at the Movies. Or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at MonoRants_the_boys, or on Blue Sky at MonoRants. Or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll be back, barring any other technical difficulties, next week. Bye-bye.
Son.